Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
Snap!
Are you sure about that?
Huh?
I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation.
Yes. And she definitely died in front of us.
But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes. If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charade.
Yeah, which it was, I think.
But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
I mentioned it. Jake was around Junko's lifeless body, touched her wrist to check for pulse. They're doing movies and stuff, but she really is dead. There's nothing else to say, she was gone. Check, absolutely, and I can say for sure.
She was dead. There's no question. Junko was dead.
So, the idea that she's still alive...
If she wasn't murdered in the first place?
It must be wrong.
Then you're withdrawing your previous statement?
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud.
Come on, Kyoko, time to swoop in and save the day.
Too bad, too bad.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
About time.
Oh? You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
Huh?
No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up that easy.
Because I'm
That's
so,
all well
I'm
and
all,
good.
like,
How do
hoping
you
stuff.
intend to solve the problem standing in your way?
Well?
Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
Mukuro died masquerading as Junko.
I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
That's the only possible explanation.
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
Junko survived. Checked her. She was dead, I'm sure of it. But still, if she were alive somehow, I feel like Junko's not the one that died. Was Junko but someone else entirely? She used some sort of trick. Ah, replacement. Replaced. One in the re.
Now I understand.
Boom.
That's it. What if she switched places with someone else?
Finally!
Switch places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place. Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
Boom!
And that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
Right.
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they even have done that?
When we arrived at the school.
Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique?
I don't know.
Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
No, I'm right. I know I have to be right. We switch right at the beginning.
The two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
What? From the beginning?
Yep.
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched,
It matches up.
then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right?
Precisamundo.
After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Precisely.
Hold on. So you're saying the Junko we first met
It's actually Mukuro.
was actually Mukuro all along?
You guys begin to see where this is going?
Then we'd already met her?
Yep.
I had, like, a normal conversation with her.
So did I.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was.
This is also true.
So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko, and we never would have known the difference.
Yep.
That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
You're getting it.
Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right?
Makeup.
Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that.
But also that would explain why Mukuro was wearing those fake nails, like what Junko was
If
wearing.
she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished. Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body.
Yeah, a soldier wouldn't be wearing stuff like that, would they? Because it would interfere with the job.
They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
Yeah.
But if she really did use foundation,
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto. But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning?
Yeah.
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
But that's consistent with the whole Despair being a group, like more than one person, because if it was Junko and Mukuro, that's more than one person. They were both Despair.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together.
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her.
Other way around, I
In
think.
other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
Boom!
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
I think he's just afraid.
Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to
Are
me.
you sure about that?
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity?
Yep.
As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity?
What?
When did I do that?
Still refused to admit it, but try to deceive us all he wants. It doesn't matter. So I've already figured it out. Try to hide Junko's identity, and not just once, but twice. First time we did was during our latest investigation. The group photos. Oh, god damn it.
Shoot!
Oh, the DVD!
I got it! While I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster,
Once the DVD player itself turned off, and of course the DVD wasn't playing, what the heck just happened? Need to say, but okay, let's have this. Yeah, we've seen all this before.
you made sure I couldn't finish watching the video. And the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
Yep.
And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
Yeah.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke.
No, it wasn't. Otherwise, you wouldn't have shown up. To try to hide Junko's identity. Try to cover one other piece of evidence. Gotta reveal that. It's the group photo. You can't see Junko's face in any of them. I've got another one of these?
What? What do you want? What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up! That's impossible!
on, I'm nearly there.
That's impossible!
This should prove it.
The group photos, none of them show Junko's face, only Mukuro's.
The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
Oh.
I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we'd gotten. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
What's so unusual about them?
Single one you can see Junko's face, and it's the only one you can't see. The only face you can't see. Which circumstance is
I got it!
Junko's face.
face. The one thing common to every single photo is that you can't see her face.
Yes, I did know about all of this beforehand because I watched the anime.
It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think?
A bit too
And on top of
convenient.
that, in this photo, you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible.
Yep.
So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet.
Yeah. It's only switched when
With
all of this
that
began.
in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko.
Yep.
Which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face.
Yeah.
Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Oh, snap.
Xanadu!
Xanadu.
I believe everything Makoto said is true. Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
Yep.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she'd died. And the real Junko is still alive.
That's
And
right.
she's the one behind this whole murderous situation. This killing game. She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
Snap.
No, wait! Hold on!
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run.
You've been cornered,
I'll prove
Mastermind.
everything. Right now.
Alright, let's see here. Mukuro actually died. And going through here. Got the body out. Very long. Place that. Put the mask on. Went to attack Makoto. Yeah, gets the knife out. Oops. That's when Kyoko barged in. They fled. Put the mask on the corpse. Then no, that's not right. So yeah, we found the corpse. Jesai was about to take the mask off. That's when the bomb exploded. leaving the charred body. And crime concealed. Okay, I've got more water. Time to finish this.
The killer is you! We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko and Oshima, right after we all arrived here. But that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusaba. But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma. In other words, the mastermind, Junko and Oshima.
Oh snap!
Her body was kept in a biolab, which had been converted into a morgue, until Junko decided to put her body to use. Junko dragged the body out of the biolab, using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who'd proven to be one big thorn in her side.
Yep.
Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school. So she put on a mask and then attacked me. After making sure I'd gotten a good look at the mask, she left the room. Then she put the same mask on Mukuro's body. This was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place. Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence. she needed to hide the body's true identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder, and the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind. The one controlling Monokuma. The real Junko Enoshima.
Oh snap!
That's the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that?
Nothing?
What? Are you broken again?
You can't get out of this, so don't even try.
Come on! It's time you finally revealed
I
yourself!
think they are. And that's why Monokuma's not responding.
It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you plan to keep hiding?
Give it up, Junko. The game's over.
Over? Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case?
No.
Wrong! There's still plenty more to go!